When you say Australian MMA, a few names come to mind, but none come to mind quicker than Richie Vas. He's a man of many hats. He's an MMA fighter. He's on the crew. He's also a surfer, and a very good one at that. And we have him here with us on Submission Radio. Richie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Richie, we were very excited to see you at the press conference because that means we get to watch you November 8th. There's been nothing set in stone yet in terms of an opponent, so I can't ask you about that. But how do you feel knowing that you're going to be on the card in Sydney?
Yeah, mate. Look, as soon as I heard about the Sydney card, I did everything I could to try and get on it. You know, I started hassling my management. You know, get me on, and you know, thank God I'm on. Yet to find out who my opponent is, but you know, that's not a big deal. I'm just stoked to be part of it, and I can't wait to be here in Sydney in November.
Absolutely. Now, on the crew, we get to see you do a whole bunch of crazy things, but we haven't really been able to see how the training's been going lately. I just want to get a bit of an update. Where are you training at the moment? How's it going, and how do you feel about your skill set right now in your career?
Yeah, but things are going really well actually. You know, I train our TP gym at Carring Bar, and then a few other gyms at Alexandria at Gracie Humada, and my kickboxing, kick tactics. You know, out at Newtown. I also do some wrestling with Fab at Cabramatta. So you know, I'm running around trying to get the best of what I can here in Sydney, and I think I've got it really you know, worked out that I'm getting the best of each skill set. So preparation's going really well. You know, I'm just looking forward to getting in there November 8th. I've been tossing and turning about maybe going back over to the States and doing some training over there, but having the show being here in Sydney, in my backyard, you know, I don't know if I should just avoid that travel and that jet lag and do all my preparation here, or I might duck off and do a few weeks over there. So yeah, still waiting to see. But like I said, if I stay here, I'm happy to stay here. I've got all the best, you know, of what I can find here.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned about your training. How hard is it to be a UFC caliber fighter and train out of Australia? Obviously, we have some great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some great striking, Muay Thai, superb. But when it comes to wrestling, there's a little bit of a hole, a bit of a gap in that area. So I was just wondering, how, you know, you verse a lot of guys, international guys as well. How hard is it to kind of train that area for you here in Australia?
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, I got to make the effort to clock up those Ks and, you know, make my way around Sydney to cover all the skill sets. And wrestling is, you know, a skill set that we do, you know, lack here in Australia, obviously compared to the States where it's their bread and butter. They do all the way through high school and college. You know, we only, most people don't even know what wrestling is in Australia. So luckily,
they think of the WWE, I think.
Exactly, exactly. You know, face masks and tassels. But you know, lucky enough with Fab from the guys at Cabramatta PCYC, and you know, I've found some really good wrestling, and you know, you do just have to make the effort to get the amount of hours up you need each week. But you know, if you want it and you want to, you know, get the results, you've got to make the effort to source out the training, get to those sessions, and just make it happen. So, like I said, yeah, you might have to go for a little bit more effort in Australia to fit it all in, like you do. It might be all under one roof in the States, but unfortunately in Australia here we've got to travel around a bit to cover it all.
Great, Richie. Now, we're going to do a little thing that we do on the show. It's called the Submission Radio Tap Out Round. I'll throw a whole bunch of quick questions at you. You answer the first thing that comes to your mind. So when you're ready, I'm going to throw it at you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. This is not your mama's tap out round. This is a serious thing, and you got to be prepared. So let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, great. Now, what is the best MMA fight that you've seen so far?
Probably the headline of the Brisbane show last year, the Mark Hunt Bigfoot was, I mean, that's still fresh in my mind, so I'd say that was yeah, a pretty amazing fight. Who's
the best surfer of all time?
Best surfer, you can't go past Kelly Slater, you know.
He's pretty good.
He is, yeah, I'd argue that he's probably the best athlete of all time, so yeah, Kelly's pretty amazing what he's, you know, continuing to do.
Absolutely. Now, Bisping just crashed our interview, so I'm going to have to ask you this question. Bisping versus Rockhold. You have to make a pick. You know, you can't sit on the fence on this one. I want to know the prediction, and I want to know how it's going to happen, Richie.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, Rockhold seems pretty confident, you know, willing to put 100 grand on the first round finish. I can't wait for the fight. You know, got a little taste of what's going to go down here today, and it's going to be amazing.
It's very invigorating, isn't it?
It is. But I would say, geez, I don't know.
You got to give it to me.
Maybe I might go with Luke. Actually, I was in his corner in the press conference. So
just because you sat next to him, or
yeah, just you know, he looked pretty confident.
He looked confident when he was walking around with the shirt off, doing the open workout, didn't he?
Yeah, he looks in shape. So
put everyone to shame. And are you going to kind of come out to a Kid Mac song to your next fight? That's the big question.
Yeah, quite possibly. I've come out to Kid Mac songs a few times in my career, and you know, yeah, I love his music. So Yeah, I always sort of leave that the last minute and see how I'm feeling, in that last week. But definitely, Kid Mac could be one of my walkout songs for sure.
Absolutely. Check out Kid Mac, by the way. He's a great musician. Richie, finish this sentence. People don't know that I
don't know. It is a tough one. I might be tapping. I don't know. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of skeletons.
Give me something weird. Give me a weird hobby or something like that.
A weird hobby. You gotta help me out here.
Well, I like to colour in kids' drawing books.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I'll accept that. Okay, that's an official tap there, right?
Yes, it's a tap. You caught me off guard with that one.
And Richie, finally, what can we expect November 8th? We don't know the opponent yet, but what can we expect when the Aussies get to see you back in the country where you belong, competing on the biggest stage of them all, the UFC?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a finish. Obviously the win, but I don't want to. I went to decision in Auckland. I was happy with the win, but not particularly impressed with my performance. So just want to make up for that here in Sydney and just give the crowd what they want. A knockout or a submission or some kind of stoppage, and just get the fans on their feet.
Guys, I'm standing here with the Australian soon-to-be Mike Tyson. Richie, I'm looking forward to seeing you on November 8th, and it's an absolute pleasure, man.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.